Well, I'm trying to do a few things out here in the shop. If I sound funny the way I talk, apparently just having my feet operated on and not being able to get around and sitting in a wheelchair, apparently I needed to catch Bell palsy. Well, I don't know if you really catch it, you come down with it. So now the side of my face is hanging and sound like I've been to the dentist and biting my lip over and over just trying to eat. So apparently I'm just not having enough fun. Anyway, I did go to a garage sale this weekend. I like to go to those, but I haven't been lately with my feet. So I found a few things at one garage sale just down the street from me here. And I, for the fine-tune adjustments on body work, my 6-pound hammer just wasn't big enough. So I found this 10-pound one. That's for doing the fine adjustments on the doors and hood and everything. And I found same place solid brass hammer. It's about maybe a 2-pounder, pretty heavy, and a nice big bronze drift. This kind of stuff's nice. And also a farrier's file. Been kind of watching for one of these guys. The bodymen guys make slappers out of them, and found this one. So I'm gonna bend it into an S like they do. Grind off these on this side's the rasp, and you don't use that. So I take a grinder and knock the rasp down. I just have the file side. So I have a smooth side and a file side. And then I'll heat it up and bend it into an S. That'll be my slapper. Nice size one, so kind of a neat old item there to do the job with. But anyway, I'm going to start working on that file. I've also been in my convalescence. This is a box full of switches and gauges and dash items. So I've been cleaning up the switches and making sure they all work good and everything, and just kind of doing little work that isn't going to make any difference right now, but when it comes time to put the dash together, it'd be nice for those are all ready. I'm going to have to send a couple of the gauges in. There's a place in New York, I guess, that specializes in Smiths and Jaeger. I think that's how they pronounce it. Jaeger instruments, and mine need a little bit of work. I just tore apart a Speedo to get the trip meter part out of it. Mine was broken off, but I want to use my original speedometer in my car. So I tore this other Speedo apart and got the pieces out of it to send in with it so they can fix the trip meter part. Yeah, it'll be kind of costly. I won't be able to send all the gauges in at once because you're looking at just for basic, not even including parts, 160 to 180 bucks a gauge, and that's not including refurbishing the faces. Although the faces on all my gauges are really quite nice, they just need a cleaning, and I'd rather leave them original, just as part of the car's age. But they're not really aged. I mean, they're good-looking faces. So he said, the guy I talked to him said, "Yeah, that's good. It saves you some money there, and we'll just clean them and calibrate the gauges, and everything. So because I want my tack to work nice and smooth and not bob and weave like I see a lot of them doing. Of course, a new tack cable, the tack should run smoothly again, and want the speedometer to be accurate, but not change the trip or the odo. I want to leave it, of course, with the original mileage. And of course the temp gauge has got to be repaired. Somebody cut the damn pitot tube. I don't know why that's so common to happen, but the guy said, well, we put new pitot tubes on them as part of the restoration, so don't worry about it. About 160 to refurb the temperature gauge, and so I'll probably slowly cycle the gauges through to get refurbed. there again, not really that important right now, but it's something I can tinker with at the moment, and and deal with me sitting here and try not to walk. According to the nurses, this last time, of course, the skeeters are out really bad now. My doors are closed. Um, welcome to Alaska. If it isn't the snow, it's the skeeters. Um, my feet are healing up really well. Matter of fact, she said she's surprised that my heel has been doing as well as I've been doing. But I've been really trying to stay off it and stay in these wheelchairs. So the faster, the longer, well, the most I can do that, the quicker things will heal. But I have been walking a bit, and I can't spend my whole life sitting in a wheelchair. And the VW engine here is coming along. I'm down to gingerbread, just fitting loose items up. That engine should be ready to start here shortly. I still got to do the rocker arm, clean the rocker arms, and make sure everything's in good shape there. But it's coming along here and there, and I can sit in my chair and work on it too. So anyway, just a small report, and some of the little items I picked up at a garage sale, which I like to do, especially when they're old garage sales like this one, where an old guy is selling off all his stuff because this guy was like 80 some years old, and those are the garage sales you find the neat old items that well made, and so that's the kind of stuff I like to have, and I'll kink up this farrier's file here and show you my result on making this up. So should be pretty easy. Just gotta heat it up with a torch and put it in a vise there and bend it into an S big enough for my hand not to hit the body when you're slapping it. So another little side project. All right, more later. Yeah, okay, I got this all polished up on this side, all the rasp knocked off of it. Well, nice and rounded on the corners, on the sides. Got my lines drawn there, so I'm going to heat her up and bend it into an S. Okay, well, there it is. One slapping hammer, slapping paddle, or slap me upside the head with it, I don't know. Anyway, it came out good. You still read the maker's mark on it, which is kind of neat. Simmons Farrier. Well, that'll come into play eventually. Tinkering around with a few other small items. I can sit in my chair and be off my feet. This is one of the original headlight buckets off my car. This is the side it got hit on. I just straightened it up. It was a little dinged up. But I guess the early tr3s and probably like the tr2s, the buckets are a little different. This one's got 3 adjusting screws instead of just 2 on it with a spring. So I still got the 2 buckets for my car, and one still has the ring in it for the headlight, but this one doesn't. It probably popped off in the wreck or something. So I'm going to have to locate a few early. I like to keep the original headlight so I can. I'm surprised the paint's still nice on the backside. But so I'll probably put later on. I'm going to be putting headlights in this car anytime soon. But still, I need to put it on my list of things to watch for when I'm hunting for parts. So I kind of like to use what I can of the original car. So, but anyway, just a little tinkering around in the shop. Stay off my feet. More later.